I'm just going to wait for a couple people to join. I want to explain a little bit what just happened as I was knocked off the air about 4 or 5 minutes ago, and I want to kind of talk about it a little bit as it's really interesting, and I see people joining, and we're not on the air. I'm just doing a Facebook Live here. I was knocked off the air, um, which what looked like it could have been some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of like, power outage. But the thing is, it didn't take out uh, the electricity. It took out uh, three things. It took out my mixer, it took out a browser, and it took out the internet. And so as we are talking here, and we're talking about like like what Rob Guttrow had said about Linus, he's going to disrupt the broadcast because he's here, folks. Especially those of you who've been watching for a long time. That's never happened before. This has never happened before. Not to say that things don't happen, but the fact of the matter is that this is like, it's so bizarre about how, if you are wanting to get a reading, put aside your your worry about what people might think if you actually say that your animal was your best friend, or that you don't want your name to be shared because on air, because people might have, might recognize you. I've never experienced anything, as we're talking about that, as we're talking about Linus taking, Linus causing some technical disruption here and there. Here we are. We got a big one tonight. We absolutely got a big one. And like I said at the start of this, before people started joining, I'm not on the air. I'm just streaming because I wanted to let the folks know who are been watching. And I saw in the comments people like, you froze and all this stuff. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. Like I said, it wasn't a full on power outage, like just pieces. And the fact that my mixer, I could hear it click and it just turned off. Everything just went off apart, but yet nothing went off. Does that make sense? It was really, really weird. And I'm kind of baffled by this. I actually think it's kind of cool, to be perfectly honest, because so far everything that Rob had said in that reading that it checks out. It truly checks out. The message that Linus wanted to give me, that that it absolutely checks out. And he if cats laugh, he must be having quite the laugh at the moment, because back in the day when he was alive, where I'm pointing to ahead here, there are French doors that have glass on them, and it leads out to my family room. This might come to a surprise. This isn't a studio. And he would always be looking through the glass. I wouldn't really let him in until closer to when he was passing, because trust me, when he was at his most powerful, when he was healthy, he would make everyone know that he's here. He wouldn't just like rest by my feet. He would have been making everyone know that he's here, and that just wasn't going to work. But today I believe he took us out, and that was pretty cool. And as Rob said, don't get mad at him. He's asking not to get mad at him if he does it, because he doesn't mean to, but he's around. And Stacy says, wow, maybe Linus brought all of our animals together to say we're here. Maybe. I mean, isn't that cool? Wouldn't that be cool if that were the case? Yeah, I mean, I said it Friday. I'm going to say it again. And I feel like I can say this not with the whole radio audience listening, because I do know that I've talked a lot about him, and I can understand there's going to be some kind of, for some, Linus fatigue. But I have never had a cat that passed that has made himself so abundantly known that he is still around. And I am so grateful for that. I am absolutely what a treat, what a gift to know that he's here and he wants to make sure that I know that he's here, and he's doing that not to be a pain. He's doing it because he knows how much I miss him. He knows that this has been very hard for me, and it's been truly, I'm truly grateful for him to be there. And like I had mentioned, I think I might have mentioned it Friday, when I come home, I talk as if Linus is here, like Linus hasn't passed. The way I talk to him, the way all that. So um and I had a kind of a premonition that something was going to happen tonight. It just felt that way. And you know, I didn't know what to expect, but here we are. Just thrown off the air. And like like I said, and the reason why I bring this up, one browser went down. I have two browsers, one being what is this stupid one? Firefox, the other one being Chrome. And so the Chrome one didn't go down at all. Firefox went down. My Audition that I record the audio for this went down. My mixer went down. The internet went down. Chrome did not go down, though. I mean, it lost internet, but it didn't blank out like Firefox did. So yeah, I mean, this is interesting. It's like partial. So I don't know. That was cool. What do you all think? I know that, like Stacy said, maybe Linus brought all of our animals together. Wouldn't that be something? When he's like, okay, yeah, let's do it, and just blew everything up. Just that would be pretty amazing. So yeah, that's and I wanted to come back here because I didn't want you all to be like, well, that was rude. He just left. And there was like a few minutes left. I was coming to the crescendo of my pontification, and he took me out. So that's just kind of how it's kind of the equivalent. It's kind of the equivalent of when he would try to trip me down the stairs. It just always, that's always the case. And I don't mind. Just Linus, please don't make a habit of it, because this is kind of my job. So I wouldn't mind if you didn't do that. And Carrie says, I heard some strange noises in my house at that time. What strange noises were you hearing? And Stacy's like, we didn't think you ditched us on purpose. You can't speak for everybody. No, but I know you didn't. But it just kind of like suddenly, I don't know, if I'm watching someone and they just suddenly disappear, you kind of wonder, well, what did happen to them? Not that I think anyone would have ditched, but more of like, is everything okay? Did your house blow up? What's going on over there? We're talking about drones. We're talking about all this stuff, and talking about government stuff. Like, did we go to the moon? The JFK stuff is like, well, maybe the government was just like, enough of this guy. Click. So no, none of that. So yeah, it's something, that's for sure. So I just wanted to come back on and just share that with everybody, that everything, that we're all right over here. Just, I do believe it fits, right? I mean, I've never had this issue before, and the fact that that Rob called it out. He called it out. That I think that is worth noting. Let's put it that way. It's worth noting. It's worth being like, okay, well, what is that? So yeah, that was crazy. I think that's we all can disagree. I think what happened tonight was paranormal. I'm going to say it. I think tonight was paranormal. And I think that we had spirit communication tonight. That's how I'm going to say it. And you all might have a very different approach to them, a different thought on it, and that's totally acceptable. But I think tonight we had paranormal communication on the air, and it shows the power of a spirit cat, I guess. I don't know, and trust me, folks, if you're listening and you're just like, I don't think so, I wouldn't be offended. It's but what Rob had said is everything he's saying has matched pretty much exactly, and how cool, just incredible. And we'll talk to Deb about it tomorrow too, get her thoughts on it. But she's going to be talking about astral traveling, and I was going to mention before I was rudely cut off is that I had tried it before in terms of I had a series of audio recordings that listened to help kind of transition me to like a mental state that I could do so. And I started to feel it happening, and it freaked me out, and I stopped. And I hear some not great stories about people who have done it. I've heard some weird stories about people who have done this, and that there's some nasty stuff waiting for them. And knowing that Deb is so positive, that I'd like to hear her thoughts on that, because I've had a couple people talk to me that they have experienced entities, and I'm not saying demons, but I'm saying entities that the way it was described would scare the what out of you. That it's not great. So definitely something to talk about tomorrow. Plus, I don't know how much she wants to take like anyone's experience, because I give that time to her so we can listen and learn from what she has experienced. But I'd be curious to know if you all done astral traveling. There's people on here that I see that I know have done so. But yeah, it's all stuff that we can talk about. So that's going to be tomorrow. I appreciate those of you who came back and just was listening to what my explanation of what happened. Crazy night. Maybe Linus was just bored with what I was talking about. It wasn't my greatest radio night anyway, so maybe he's just like, yeah, this guy is floundering. Let's just pull the plug. We're done. We'll, just let him finish, because he's no longer making sense. It's like the equivalent of the big cane coming out, and that's kind of what it is. So I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have Deb with. I don't foresee any technical problems tomorrow, but you never know. Everyone, thank you for coming back. I won't keep you. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. If you have a chance, if you're thinking about going out to the Eau Claire Midwest Metaparacon, please make sure that you use the GhostBox promo code. We'll talk later. Everyone, have a fantastic night. Good night.